All right, hi again. I wanted to stop and start a new video on this because this part takes a little bit longer to explain and I want to go a little bit slower. So, on this one in our notes, on number 5 in our notes, the repeating 0.48 repeating. The line is over the 4 and the 8, which means the 4 and the 8 are repeating. So how do we make this a fraction? We can't put it over 100 because if we put it over 100, then it would just mean 0.48, not 0.48 repeating. So that repeating symbol brings a little bit of some issues here that we have to now use some of our algebra skills to go with. So what we do is we set up an equation and we just make 4.8 repeated equal, hold on. I want to do this slowly with you guys, so let me just back it up here. There it is. So I got n equals 0.48 repeated. All I did is I put our number equal to n. That's it. I didn't do anything. I didn't change anything. I'm just saying n is going to also represent 0.48 repeating. They represent the same thing. So if I say n, I'm also saying 0.48 repeating. They can be interchangeable at this point. I'm just making that statement. So from here, because that's the first thing we do, is we declare what n is going to equal. From here, what I do is I want this 0.48 repeating to become a whole number with the repeating decimal. So I have to think to myself, what can I multiply 0.48 repeating so that all of my repeating digits, or at least so the repeating digits can be on the other side of the decimal. And the reason why I want that is because when I write fractions, I don't have decimals in my fractions. So I want the 4/8 to be on the other side of the decimal. And if you think about it, I can multiply this times 100. If I multiply the 0.48 repeating times 100, that would give me 48.48 repeating. And the reason why the 0.48 repeating stays is because the 4/8 goes on forever. So we can write a second equation. 100 times n is equal to 48.48 repeating. Because all I've done is I've kept my equation equivalent. Both sides have been multiplied by 100. Okay? From here, like I said before, I don't want repeating decimals. So if I want to get rid of this 0.48 repeating, if I want to get rid of that, then I would basically want to be subtracting that. So what I'm going to do to both sides is on this side, I'm going to subtract an n, because n, like we stated up here, n represents 0.48 repeating. So if I subtract an n from the left side and 0.48 repeating from the other side, then I've kept my equation equivalent. Because again, n and 0.48 repeating mean the same thing. So I've subtracted it. Next, I'm going to write what this equation equals. 100n minus n equals 99n. And then if I have 48.48 repeating minus the 48 repeating, well, I would just have 48. So right now, I have an equation that I know how to solve. And I can say n equals 48 over 99. The answer to this 0.48 repeating can also be written as 48 over 99. So writing a decimal as a fraction can be simple if they're terminating. when they are repeating, we have to start off with an equation. And so we start off with this equation. We're going to do another one step by step. The main part is figuring out these first three pieces. Is what are we naming n? What do we have to multiply it by? And then what are we subtracting by? This is solving your one-step equation. On both sides, I divided by 99. And so therefore, I had the 48 over 99. So let's look at this 0.7 repeating. We are going to declare n is equal to 0.7 repeating. I want the digits that are repeating on the other side of the decimal. I only need one of them over there because there's only one digit that's repeating. So I'm going to multiply this by 10. So now I've multiplied both sides by 10. And I have 10n equals 7.7 repeated. Okay. What do you want to subtract? I want to get rid of my repeating part. We know that 7 repeated is equal to n. We wrote that up here. So, to get rid of the repeating 7, I'm going to subtract the repeating 7 on this side, and I'm going to subtract n on this side. That leaves me with 9n equals 7, which means n equals 7 over 9. And so my answer should be, I forgot this part, because my answer, it should be negative 7/9. Because my problem is negative, my answer will be negative. And negative 0.7 repeating is the same thing as negative 7/9. I'm going to do one more with you because this next one that I'm going to do with you is a little bit different. Again, I'd like you to repeat this and rewind it if you need to. We're going to continue to go over this. I'm not expecting you to master this at this point. We're going to continue to go over it tomorrow, but I wanted to give you the first start of it. All right. For this one, I started with, there it is, n equals 0.57 repeated. Now I want you to notice something. The 7 is the only thing that repeats. The 5 does not. But I need to get the 7 on the other side of the decimal. So what am I going to multiply by? I'm going to multiply by 100. And that gets me 57.7 repeated. It gets me the 7 repeated only on the other side because the 5 doesn't repeat. It's only the 7. So once I have that, I need to think, I want to get rid of the 7 repeated. I don't want to get rid of 0.57 repeated. I want to get rid of 7 repeated. So I need to move this decimal. I need to move this decimal over in between them. Okay? I need to move it in between them. And in order to do that, I have to multiply n times 10 and this times 10. I'm actually going to be subtracting 10n. Because if I only subtract n, that 5 gets in the way. So I subtract 10n. When I get that, I get n equals, or 90n equals 52. And therefore my fraction is this, which simplifies to 26 over 45. All right, guys. I'm going to let you get to work. I highly suggest reviewing this and just listening to this again. I'm going to try and find another video for you, but you have this one that you can review. We're going to talk about it some more tomorrow, so please do not worry if you do not understand it 100%. Your homework will be posted on Schoology. Have a good day.